Good evening, everyone. My name is Shayla Adams Stafford, and it's such a pleasure to be here among you all this evening. I come to you today as someone who is an educator. I spent over a decade in the classroom working with underserved youth in inner city public schools, and then went on to start my own business, a business which I grew from literally nothing to over $2 million in revenue. And by the grace of God, I've been able to expand that business to contract and work in over 8 states and districts, and also internationally. But that's not really where my story begins. I was raised by a single mother. She raised my brother and I. My father struggled with drug addiction and mental health issues throughout my life. And so that's why I committed my life and my work to work often with folks that are the most vulnerable in our society, people that are overlooked. I was also raised by both of my grandmothers. I took care of both of them. They both suffered from dementia in their later years, and taking care of them in those stages really helped to solidify my passion for working for those that are often overlooked. And so, again, the reason I'm running, I am a mom of 3. I have a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 5-month-old, and my oldest is in public schools here. And I was just recently on the Board of Education, and I know that there is more that we can do here in this county. While I was on the Board of Education, I did major things, including creating our county's first Saturday literacy program that's helped thousands of students. I was the chair of the Operating Budget and Fiscal Affairs Committee that oversaw our $2.6 billion budget. I helped to create 14 new schools here in our county, which is really important because our schools are dilapidated, which is one of the big reasons why I'm running, to expand our infrastructure. I want to focus on affordable housing, expanding the senior tax credit, and also bringing promising retail and development to this district.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kendall Gray, and I'm running for County Council. I'm a father, a husband. My wife, Tiffany Austin, is here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for leaving in that. And mostly, she is your delegate, for most of your delegate, Tiffany Austin. The reason I'm running is because I've worked with the county for 20 years as both a chief of staff and an auditor. Matter of fact, my council members and some of the pictures you see around here, because I was the person, we were the people here that actually helped make this come to pass. But let me just say quickly, my slogan is Going Gray, a gray growth. We need to grow our commercial tax base. Resources need to be focused on our priorities. To me, that's our seniors. I'm also a caregiver to my mother who's having some memories, some issues, so that is very near and dear to me, making sure that our seniors are taken care of, they can age in place, they can get some work done to their houses when they need it. We need programs in the county to help our seniors stay and age in place. Very important to me. Accountability. Got to hold our public officials accountable, and why? It's for you, because it's our futures we're talking about here in the county. So I'm just hopeful that you will consider and vote for me, Kendall Gray.
For life, Ms. Liggins, recognize our transitional president, Mr. Gibson, and also recognize Mr. Elmore over here. I'm running to be your next Prince George's County Council member, but the first time I appeared before you was not to ask for your vote, it was actually to come to help. As County Stat Director, I came here, I sat and I listened, I came to several meetings actually, and I really just wanted to get to know exactly what was happening here because I wanted to make sure that the numbers I was seeing on my computer were actually being reflected here in your reality. And we did a lot of great things. Lee, one of your neighbors, reached out, and there was a tractor trailer that was parked in the neighborhood. We were able to get that removed and curb a lot of other commercial activity that was happening in the area. In addition to that, we were also able to remove some illegal dumping that was going on in your community. And also, we were able to repair driveway aprons that were being ignored for years at a time. So we've done a lot of work here together. And in addition to that, one thing, I think I was with you all last fall during your community day. And Miss Pat got to dance with my son a little bit. We got some video of that. And yeah, so one thing I want to make sure that I'm doing is I'm being accessible to you. I've been accessible. Ms. Liggins, Ms. Pat, Mr. Gibson, they have my cell phone number. Your other neighbor, Omar Bulware, has my cell phone number. So I'm here now. I've been here. And my pledge to you is to do exactly what I've already done, to show up and do the work.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here tonight to tell it to the hot, tell it to the cold, to tell it to the young, tell it to the old. Don't want no rhyme, don't want no crime, and most of all, don't want no signifying. Some call me a deplorable, some call me a rhino. I call myself the last colored man and a Hogan Republican. I am a community organizer, not a politician. Since 1969, I have been working in the community in Prince George's County, 9th Ward, to move us forward in education, public safety, and development. Bringing the community together to build Gladys Newton Spelman Elementary and the programs that made it a top program in the state. Served as a police officer here in Glen Arden and a federal police officer, member of the state's attorney's office, and chief of police and public director of public safety at Bowie State College. Brought the community together to work with the developer to bring Addison Road development on Addison Road. I want to work for the next 18 months to see that the politicians' promises made are promises kept. The Sub-Region 4 Master Plan, a plan for the heart of Prince George's County, a call to action to develop and implement a vision for our future with a vibrant economy and a high quality of life for all. Our elite political class does not have a common vision for Prince George's County. We have been split into tribes, and tribes are not communicating, coordinating, or cooperating with one another. I have worked for over the years with just about all the members on the county council. We don't always agree. Am I done?
Good evening. Thank you all for coming out. My name is Christopher Wade. Show reverence to my fellow Cheveley member here. I'm currently a council member in Cheveley. He was a previous council member as well. I represent Ward 1, which is the back of the Hospital Hill development. Y'all probably heard about that in the paper. I come here as 25 years of experience in federal, state, and local government. Good to see you all again. Not sure if you remember me. I actually worked for the county executive previous, Alsa Brooks, who's now a senator. I was the director of all the outreach and programming for the county. So I'm very familiar with all the civic associations here. That was some years back. After that, I ran for office representing Cheveley, and now, because of my criticism of the school systems, I have a 7- and 4-year-old here in the county. I manage the community schools. So the community schools in the county provides full wraparound services based on the data that's in that school. So whether it could be food insecurities, working with nonprofits, working with civic associations, municipalities to provide those mental health and other wraparound services for that. Again, I moved here when I was in graduate school, moved to District 5 in Landover. Now my wife and I moved to Cheveley over 10 plus years ago. And again, the fact of the matter is, the model that I live by is faith, family, education, and service. My dad is a pastor, and my mom was an avid educator. So I have to understand the aspect of serving others, and that's been my goal my entire life. Right now, my slogan is, let's live, not live in District 5, let's thrive in District 5. Some of the main issues that I want to make sure that our priorities are public safety, education, as mentioned before, community engagement, not making our constituents come up to the headquarters, but we meet them where they are, provide those services for them, give them the knowledge so they understand what our agencies and what they particularly do. Also, community engagement, as well as economic development.